This week, I'm going to slowly start stressing myself out trying to explain the story of Kingdom Hearts. Oh my god, because it's so much. Oh, dude, this is like my fourth time trying to do this. Welcome to the show. I'm Sean, and Kingdom Hearts has probably already come out by the time I'm posting this, and I just wanted to try to explain like the most important bits for entertainment purposes, but mostly just so I could try to make sense of it, because it's a lot, and you know I'm really excited to play this game, but I really there's like 9 games to like keep track of, and there's like time travel and like other versions of the main character and other main characters. It's a lot. So we're gonna give this a go. The first thing, maybe the most important thing, is that there is a Kingdom Hearts. Okay, it's like a big heart-shaped moon that is like the most powerful thing in the universe. It's the perfect balance of lightness and darkness. So that breaks. It's shattered into 7 pieces of light and 13 of darkness. Now, that happens, it's bad. Worlds are destroyed and separated and all that Johnskis. Now, oh, who are you? I am the darkness. Okay, well, what do you want? You don't think that this is a bad idea for video? You don't think that there are billions of other synopsises out there with a higher production value that are worth people's time? I mean, I don't know. I kind of think that people wouldn't mind watching this. Well, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Okay. I think this is going fine. Now we jump forward to the future. We meet Xehanort. Okay, he's this dude on a beach. He is confronted by a hooded figure who is actually a future version of himself, who gives him also the power to time travel. So he tells them that they're going to take over the world by taking Kingdom Hearts and putting it back together and using that to rule over everybody. So now we go into the future. Now Xehanort's like an old brittle dude, and he hasn't conquered the world yet, so he needs to possess a younger body. So he finds Ventus, and he's going to possess Ventus. But it doesn't work because Ventus he's too weak. So what he does instead is he separates the darkness from Ventus and creates Vanitas. After doing this though, Ventus's heart is too weak to go on, so it seeks refuge, and it goes out and it finds a newborn baby boy named Sora, and their hearts kind of like merge and become one. But in doing this, Ventus is saved, and then he meets with Aqua and Terra, and they go on an adventure and discover that Xehanort is just this really bad guy. So they have to go fight Vanitas, the evil version of Ventus, who looks like and Vanitas looks like Sora because of the heart merging thing. So they defeat Ventus. His name is Vanitas. Huh? You called him Ventus. The bad one is Vanitas. Oh. Sorry, it was just like a slip of the tongue. You know, these are a lot of weird names, and I edited that part already, and I'm not gonna go back and fix it. That's why you'll never be number 1. And also, your arm's in the shot. And then Xehanort's like, well, I'm just gonna go possess Terra now. So he does that, and he becomes Terra Xehanort. So then Aqua and Ventus have to defeat Terra Xehanort, and they do. And then like Terra's heart is like sent to the dark world while his body is still being possessed. And then Ventus goes into a deep coma. So Aqua takes Ventus to Castle Oblivion, a place where he can rest and become restored, and then Aqua goes off to the Dark World to save Terra's heart. After Xehanort is defeated, he decides that he needs to split himself into 2, and he does this by releasing his heart. So in this world, when your heart's released, you become a heartless, and then your body, if you have a strong enough heart, you become also a nobody. So Xehanort creates the heartless of himself, which he calls Ansem, and then a nobody of himself, which he calls Xemnas. Now we go forward like 10 years in time, and we meet Sora, Riku, and Kairi, who are best friends living on an island. I think they have parents. And then one day their world is attacked by Heartless, and it's being eaten alive, and they're all like separated and stuff. And in this commotion, Sora gets a Keyblade because he has a strong heart. So he gets a Keyblade and he's able to fight back against the Heartless and other evil things. Sora, Riku, and Kairi are all split up, sent to separate worlds, and Sora meets Donald and Goofy, and they help him go find his friends. Now, Sora eventually finds Riku, but he is being possessed by Ansem, the heartless version of Xehanort. And Xehanort's plan is to gather the 7 pieces of light, which are now resting inside the 7 princesses of light, and it turns out that Kairi is one of them. So Riku has Kairi, and he extracts that lightness from her heart, and she dies. Sora takes his heart and gives it to Kairi, but then in doing this, Sora becomes a heartless, but then also creates a nobody named Roxas. Now Roxas is born. Roxas is recruited into Organization 13, which is this organization put together by Xehanort to represent the 13 pieces of darkness that is also needed to put back Kingdom Hearts, to combine with the 7 pieces of light. So Roxas meets Axel and Xion in the organization, and Xion is actually a clone of Roxas, so that means she's also a clone of Sora. So Roxas and Xion have a lot of Sora's memories, okay? Back to Sora and Kairi. Kairi finds Sora as a heartless, gives him a big hug, and then Sora's okay again. And then him, Donald, and Goofy go off to find Ansem. And they find Ansem, and he's trying to open the door that is holding a fake Kingdom Hearts that he created. But it's in like the darkest world, the dark world. So Sora defeats Ansem, but now the door is open, so he has to close it. Riku helps him close it. Mickey's there too, and they're closing the door, and Riku and Mickey get sealed on the other side of the door. Now Sora sets off to go find his friends again with Donald and Goofy, and they find themselves at Castle Oblivion. Now going through this castle, they meet members of Organization 13, and they start defeating them, but the higher they get in the castle, they start losing their memories. And while that's happening, back with Roxas and Xion, they start gaining Sora's memories as he loses them. Now at the top of the castle, Sora meets Anamine, who is Kairi's nobody, who was created when her heart was taken out. But since she's a princess of light, Anamine has like special powers with like memories and stuff. So Anamine says that she can restore Sora's memories and make him whole again, but there's an issue, and that's Roxas and Xion, who are holding on to a lot of Sora's memories. So Xion is told that she needs to sacrifice herself so her memories can be returned to Sora. So she does that. And then Roxas is pretty much, he's kind of kidnapped and put into a virtual world, and is kind of made to give his memories back to Sora, but he comes to terms with his destiny, and him and Sora become whole again. Sora's got all of his memories back, and him, Donald, and Goofy go on a new adventure to fight the Nobodies, who is being led by Xemnas, the nobody form of Xehanort, okay? Along the way, Sora confronts Axel, Roxas's friend, and Axel sees Roxas inside of Sora and stuff, and it's a lot of conflicting emotions. So Donald, Goofy, and Sora find their way to Organization 13 Stronghold, and they start beating up all the members. And then at one point, Axel, who is also a member, sacrifices himself to save Sora because Sora is Roxas and they're friends. So that happens, and then Axel dies. So Sora, Donald, and Goofy eventually find Riku, who is still kind of possessed by Ansem, but he like can control it now. Then Sora and Riku face off against Xemnas, and then finally defeat him. But in defeating Xemnas, since the Heartless version of Xehanort has been destroyed and the Nobody form, then just regular old Xehanort gets resurrected. And maybe he's harder to beat than ever. They do that, and then they meet with Mickey. And Mickey wants to make them Keyblade Masters, so he sends them to the dude from Fantasia. So they go into like a sleep state that's also in the past, and they have to like relive memories in their dreams. So in their training, they find out Xehanort's new plan, which is to time travel and collect other past versions of himself and other versions of himself where he's possessing people, and he's going to use that to find 13 new people to create an all-powerful organization 13 to take over and capture the princesses of light again. In one of the versions that Xehanort is after, he wants to possess Sora, so he tries to do that and sends Sora into like the dark world, but then Riku saves him, and then they make it through the mastery exam. Apparently only Riku is passing. Sora needs to do more work, but then Kairi and Lee show up, and Lee is the normal form of Axel, who was born again because his Nobody form was destroyed. And they're going to be Keyblade Masters now too, and that's where we leave off. That's the last thing before Kingdom Hearts 3.
Just as expected. Absolute baloney. You didn't even mention the X-Blade. And you got all of Birth by Sleep pretty much completely wrong.
Oh, dude, go dry out. I am doing my best. Dude, it's a big story. It's complicated. It's harder than I thought it would be. I'm doing something for fun because I want to do it, and you're ruining it. You're ruining it for me. Yeah, you feel bad now, don't you? Yeah, that's right. Walk away, you stupid monkey. Homie, what else beyond this morning? It's a little later on, regardless of money, the future doesn't scare me at all.